And welcome back, my lovelies. This video is actually probably going to be a two-part video, and it's pretty much cooking a meal, a steak meal at that. Right, first of all, of course, you want the steak. I'm going to chop up some onion, have some onion rings, but not the crispy ones, of course, because those take a lot more effort. Going to do some mashed spuds. Get some mushrooms going as well. Beef stock to make gravy with for the potatoes, mashed potato and gravy, y'all. Salt and pepper, cracked pepper for the steak. Soy sauce and vinegar to go with the mushrooms, and then cutting over to the pesto. And then to top it all off, I'm going to be making a well, it's not quite a proper pesto. It's going to be sun-dried tomatoes, peanuts. It's normally meant to be pine nuts, and walnuts are a good enough alternative, but we don't have any of them, so peanuts will have to be. These are whole olives, so I'll have to pit them, and then they'll be fine to use. And then basil. Yeah, we've got a fresh plant of basil here, so that will be I'll probably be using up at least half of this. It doesn't really go that far, unfortunately, but yeah, that's the pesto I'll be adding. So to start off with, we're going to boil up the potatoes to get them ready for mashing. And to do that, you'll need some hot water. This is an electric kettle. It has a base, it connects to a socket, and you just let it boil. Right, first up, we're going to have to wash the potatoes. It's optional if you want to peel them, and you want to try and get out all the little not so nice bits. As long as it's clean, that's really what you want. Wash it, use a scrubbing brush if you want, they'll get off any dirt real easy. Next up, it's time to chop up the potatoes, but then you realise your knife might be a bit blunt, and it wasn't as nice as I would like it. So use a knife sharpener. This is an old one, you need 2 hands. Right. Anyway, yeah, chop up the potatoes. How big? Probably about 2 centimeters to 1 inch wide at most. And with all the spuds cut up into a pan. Ideally, you don't want a non-stick, because if you do things right, you'll be mashing them in the pot, and potato mash is usually made of metal, and non-stick is very bad when it comes to metal. Top up with hot water, and I've already got the stove going, so right, that's going to be boiling away for, well, you need to boil for, I don't know, 10 minutes. Next up, you want to chop up the onion. Pretty much just chop off the ends, to take the skin off more easily, the outer layer, and then you'll just be chopping into fine slices and, along that way sort of thing. Alright, yeah, cool, the onion's been chopped up. You want it about 1/4 inch, 1/2 centimeter at the very thickest. And these will be going into the pan pretty much as soon as we've cooked up the steaks. Sweet, so I've got a non-stick pan. I've sprinkled some, well, there's oil in there. Oil, you use on non-stick pans because it's a heat transfer medium. So it transfers heat from the pan into the food you're trying to cook more effectively. I've got a bit of salt in there, you can see all the graininess. And now, I'll turn the pan up a little. Now it is time to put the steaks in. And of course you sprinkle a little bit more salt over them. Those cook away nicely. Shouldn't be too long until they need to be flipped. It's really hard to tell if you're not used to cooking steaks when they need to be flipped. So I'll get back to you in a moment. Oh shoot. I figured it out, but it was a bit too late. You want to have it up at a nice high heat to sear the steak, just to lock in all the flavours and juices. And yeah, you want to do that with both sides, is my thought. And then you can turn it down lower. Yeah, unfortunately the heat maybe wasn't quite enough, because that, yeah. Alright, be back after I've turned it down and flipped in a few more times. Yep, I've totally forgot to add the cracked pepper, so this really needs 2 hands. But they're coming along nicely. They've been here for about 2-3 minutes maybe, at most. I've tossed it down to a slightly lower heat, so yeah. They'll get to a nice medium easily enough. These look pretty much done. Don't think they'll get any more cooked than that. Now that that is cooked up, onions. These onions will easily absorb all the what's left over of the meat juices and things. They provide a nice little size. You just want to keep them on a low heat until they go nice and soft.
And unfortunately, we have come to the end of part 1. Like and subscribe to get part 2, which should be out next